We're going through the many attitudes that it takes to really sit with Jesus on the Mount with him during his sermon, to really be together with him, to really be his disciple. And we truly believe here that having some of these attitudes will really help you and help everyone. They're meant to help everyone gain momentum with God and with man. And so today we come to this very important part where Jesus talks about giving, but he also talks about motives in giving. You know, two of my very favorite cartoons about giving kind of are on opposite ends of the spectrum. One of them is an old country preacher standing at the door, and he's shaking Joe Smith's hand, and he says, "Hey, Joe, I found those offering envelopes that you said just came up missing. They were in a hole in the ground with a rock covering them, with a log over top of them next to a creek about 5 miles west of town." Joe's got a grumble on his face, you know. And then another one goes to the opposite extreme, where there's two guys outside the church only in their underbriefs, and they're saying, "Man, that was the best sermon on giving I've ever heard," you know. Well, listen, friends, generosity alone won't save us. But there are a lot of generous people in the world who aren't Christians, and that's true. But there should not ever be any Christians in the world who aren't generous. You can give without loving, but you cannot love God without being generous and having a giving attitude. Generosity is one of the key factors that makes us more like Jesus. You know, a Greek philosopher named Aristides in Athens, as early as 125 AD, presented a defense of Christians to the Roman Emperor Hadrian. He was speaking about normal Christians at that time, just only about 75 years after the early church got started. And this is what he said: "He who has gives to him who has not without grudging. When one of their poor passes away from the world and any of them sees him, then he provides for his burial according to his ability. If they hear that any of their number is imprisoned or oppressed by the name of their Messiah, all of them provide for his needs. And if it is possible that he may be delivered, they will deliver him. If there is among them a man that is poor or needy, and they have not an abundance of necessities, they will fast 2 or 3 days, that they may supply the needy with their necessary food." Friends, that same attitude of early Christianity is very rare today. And that's why the bottom line today is that momentum to the Mount with Jesus is managing carefully the motives of your heart. The best motive for giving is always love. You can give without loving, but you cannot love God and others without giving.